looking for something. A new way, a new understanding, a connection, some comfort. You've got questions, and Light on Living puts the spotlight on all the answers so you can shine. Lift and lighten the load of life's challenges and learn simple and easy ways to live a healthy, happy life. You'll gain insight and start to see things in a new way that motivates you. You're invited to hear new, see different, and feel more as Lisa shines the light on living.
Hello, welcome everyone to Light on Living. I'm your host, Lisa Berry, here to give you reasons to feel better. And I had to laugh at the last line there because we're shining the light on living, but we're also today shining the light on dreaming. And with dreaming, I knew that there was one person, one very special, unique person that I wanted to have on the show. And I know this may come as a surprise. He's not an author yet, but I'm hoping that one day he soon will be and we'll have him back. But the reason why I've invited this very special guest is because there are 3 words that if I ever see them or hear them, I think of him. And these words are, of course, you guessed the first one, dreams. The second one, believe. And the third one, yes. He is a yes man. He's a yes man to belief. He's a yes man to dreams. And he just wants an amazing experience. He says yes to that for everybody. I'd love to bring on and welcome Jim Zeman, a very good friend of mine. Jim, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be back.
Yes, I can't believe it's been already so long since we had the first show and we really talked about memories. Memories. And oh my gosh, isn't that funny? We talked about memories and now we're creating about, well, we have to have a dream to create a memory, right?
Exactly. Love it.
Well, as I have you here, I'm so happy. You are the, I want to say creator all the time because I really feel like you've created this space, but you are the owner of Pine Lodge Muskoka, and this is in Muskoka in Ontario, a beautiful, luxurious nature setting space, and it's a beautiful lodge, and you've created this to be like, I feel like when somebody steps into the lodge, they've stepped into a fairy tale. It's just like, whoa, I stepped into a magical world. So this is not so new, but it's kind of new for you. But if you could just share with our wonderful listeners a little bit about who you are and how'd you get to where you are right now at Pine Lodge, Muskoka?
Okay. Well, thanks, Lisa. Thanks for sharing the story. Well, to be honest, for about the last 25 years of my career, so to speak, my life, I was actually a suit and tie boy. So I was in the world of philanthropy. In the last 12 and a half years of my career, I was a CEO, and I was proud to raise $100 million, and including that, building a brand new cancer center here in Ontario, which was amazing. Actually, talk about dreams, to have that dream become a reality, bring cancer care closer home, was amazing. But my son was going off to university. My daughter had graduated and was going to be living in Toronto, and it was time for a new dream. And I thought, what was I going to now do with the next phase of my life? And, of course, I kind of looked at all my other previous job experiences from my first job as what I call an aquatic engineer at Ponderosa, a.k.a. dishwasher, when I was awesome. 13. And then from there, I thought, okay, well, there's no more Ponderosas. And what was my next job? And, I worked at Videoflix when I was in high school. Well, there's no more VHS or Beta rental sales anymore, so that goes off the list. And then I went to university, Wilfrid Laurier in Waterloo, Ontario, and actually a friend of mine from university, Colleen, introduced me and got me a job actually at the Valhalla Inn, where that was actually my first taste of hospitality, so to speak. And then from there, though, like I mentioned, for 25 years, though, after I graduated, I went into the world of philanthropy. But I thought to myself, I've traveled over 55 countries. I love creating experiences for people. They may even come to my home, my place at Blue Mountain. I thought, you know what, I would like to maybe, what else can I do to create that, experience for a larger audience? So I thought, you know what, I think I'll buy a lodge. Thinking and I remember telling my dad, I bought a lodge. You bought a what? and I said, Pine Lodge. At that time it was Pine Lodge Inn before I changed it to Pine Lodge Muskoka. And he said, Port Sydney, Mary Lake. And I looked at my dad. I said, how would you know that? And he said, when you were 5 years old, your mom and I took you and your sisters to Santa's Village in Bracebridge. And we stayed at the Pine Lodge. And in fact, he went further and said that was the only time I actually had a temper tantrum as a child. I refused. I didn't want to leave the lodge. So it's kind of funny how full circle here. Now I'm here at Pine Lodge, Muskoka.
Oh, you didn't want to leave. Oh my gosh. Okay, I forgot about that. And I have goosebumps all over right now remembering that. That is so interesting how sometimes our dreams can actually come from an imprint of an experience that we have had along our way.
Yeah, well, as soon as he told me that, like, I had one of those memories, as you know. I remember the day we were leaving. It was pouring rain. We had to pack the cabin. My mom wanted to stop off at one of those highway, souvenir stores and buy a leather purse. And I remember I did not want to leave. And all these years later, now I won't say how many because I'll reveal my age. But but here I'm now back. It's almost like a full circle when you talk about dreams and making them a reality.
That's so. You know what? Because it's one thing for us to have like. I'm hoping that everybody does have a dream, but sometimes we don't. And then also the ability to dream, is it okay? Like giving ourselves permission to dream. Like when you first thought about this lodge, how long did you actually think, okay, I want to create these experiences. I love that. And you knew it was going to be in hospitality. How many details did you put into that dream and imagine before, was it a really big, full imagination dream beforehand, or did you just jump into it?
I think, to be honest with you, I think I pretty much jumped into it. I think what was happening in my life at the time was I needed a change. And I think that, I think overall people, we so deeply care and crave and want acceptance, right?
Yeah.
And, we want acceptance, and that we're willing to hold ourselves back. And you hold ourselves back, almost like to be with others. You know how most people don't want to separate from what they say, they quote, the pack, or allow ourselves to soar higher. So a lot of people say, who are we? We ask. But instead, Lisa, I don't think we should ask that. I think we should ask, who are we not? Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to others. We need to become, the hero of our own story. Give ourselves permission to kind of discover, our own inner excellence and channel it freely. And I started thinking, going back to my Valhalla days, hospitality, and I love creating experiences. And actually, I reunited prior to me buying the lodge with all my friends I used to work with at the Valhalla, thanks to social media and Facebook. And we all reunited at Blue Mountain, and honestly, it was like a day hadn't passed, even though it was almost 30 years. And then I started, looking at lodges across Ontario, and there's something about discovering Muskoka. It literally is an absolute beautiful area here in Ontario. And here I thought I would be, I couldn't imagine getting away from the city. But now I'm here. I'm a 3-minute walk to the beautiful Mary Lake, and it's absolutely just beautiful.
Yes, I know how beautiful it is. And we are lucky in Ontario. We get those 4 seasons, and everyone is so unique and different. I have to go back to something you just said about don't compare to others, because I'd like to mention that in your first year of business, you received 3 awards. And the neat thing about you winning the awards in hospitality and guest service and guest reviews, it's not like you read there's an award and I want to win it. How can I win it? Or you strive to win it. You actually didn't even know some of them existed, and you were awarded these awards. And all of the awards, and we can name them, they are not based on and it's certainly awesome to go after money and stuff like that, but your awards were received on people's experience, how you treated them, what they got from this. And I think that's a really neat, the awards. Can you share the 3 awards that you did receive?
Oh, sorry. Well, the first one actually came as a real surprise. I remember going to my first meeting with the Chamber of Commerce as a member, like Pine Lodge being a member. I actually left that meeting as a board of director, which was kind of interesting. but it was the annual general meeting at Christmas time after my first year, so in December 2017, and they were they were giving away 2 awards, one of them being the new business of the year, and I'm listening in the audience as everyone else and was I ever shocked when the president, Kim DeWatt, said, and the winner is Pine Lodge Muskoka, and I didn't even know we were nominated. They kept it as a surprise, which was actually, to be honest, receiving that first award and knowing it was from the chamber and for the members of the community, that meant so much to me. And then a few months later, I received another award from Booking.com, and we were the only lodge or resort in Muskoka that won Hospitality Hero of the Award. for 2018, which was fantastic. It meant a lot to me as well. But I think the last award we received was very, very greatly appreciated, but it was basically from a company that oversees all of the website engines like Booking.com, Velocity, Travel, TripAdvisory, Google Maps, all of those, and they basically go through all the reviews all across the world, and they award 3% of hotels and lodges this reward based on guest reviews. And that's what meant the most to me, because these were people that came here to Pine Lodge Muskoka, and not only did they experience Pine Lodge Muskoka, but they took the time after they left to actually write a review. And I had no idea the amount of people that have actually written reviews, which to me, because my main goal here is to create experiences here. When you leave, the first sign that I hung up, Lisa, here was "Life is good" as you're leaving the lodge. Because no matter what, I see people come here, they come in, they've done the traffic coming here from Toronto, for example, and they're stressed out. And by the time they leave, they're even talking slower than I wish I could. But the fact is, it's that for that to get that award where 3% are based on guest reviews, and the person from the UK who awarded this, who notified me, he takes care of the UK and Canada, and he said, Jim, he's what a lot of the reviews, but one of them in particular was, well, of course, we're in Northern Ontario, and we do receive a fair bit of snow. Again, just during the winter months, we still have people coming with skis, in the summertime on their car, but only in the winter we have the snow. And he said that, one of the reviews caught their eye, the judge's eyes, when we had a major, major snowstorm, and people were coming down for their breakfast in the morning, and they looked out the window, of course, saw all the beautiful snow, but they noticed that I had all their cars already completely brushed off and the ice scraped off. And to me, little things like that is giving people an experience. And I try to create a home away from home. And, again, I'm very honored and privileged to receive those awards.
Oh, and you do. You absolutely I'm so glad that you got them, because it wasn't, like I said, you said in the beginning, you're not about comparing to others, but or being accepted, but it is nice. That's what we want. We want to feel that, and we want to know that our dream matters, yes, to us, but in another way. And I actually laughed that you said hospitality hero, because something I often talk about is to rescue your dream. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's like a hero comes in and rescues, this, explain the word hospitality. I know that I'm sure that everybody else knows, but in your words, what does hospitality mean?
To be honest, hospitality to me is a home away from home, like I just mentioned a little while ago. And it was interesting what you had just mentioned about rescuing a dream, or how people have dreams. It's important to dream, but a lot of people don't act on their dreams because, for example, a sense of fear, or how do you start, for example, how do you start and embark on a dream? And like, for example, even when I was looking at Pine Lodge, I was thinking, okay, how am I going to do this? And basically, in order to, I think, overcome, it could be a life struggle you're dealing with, or even a dream that you want to begin or start on, is at the end of the day, the way I feel it is you need a plan. And that plan, I think, helped me realize what I needed to do to make Pine Lodge Muskoka something that people would want to come experience if you're coming overnight, if you're holding a wedding here, if you're having a 50th anniversary, or even coming in for wings on wing night on Monday nights, for example. And when you're working with dreams and you're on the plan, you also have to remember you need to ask for help. Asking for help isn't failing, but I think failing to ask for help is when you need it, it is. So don't be afraid to reach out for support. I think that's important. And when I looked at, what was happening here in Muskoka and in Port Sydney, I needed something to be a little bit different for this lodge. The lodge was started in 1927 by the Clark family, 2 generations, which was amazing. But then the last few years prior to me buying it, the restaurant was closed. The lodge was only open from June to Thanksgiving. So, of course, I wanted to bring it back to where the Clark family started, and 12 months a year, and try to bring different things that Pine Lodge and the restaurant hadn't done yet in this community. So we changed the name to the restaurant, for example, Jimmy Z's. We brought in a wing night, and now their hashtag is Best Wings in Muskoka. So every Monday night, we do 60 to 90 people, and for wings, particularly chicken wings. And like for a few weeks ago, we broke a record of 129 pounds. And then Wednesdays, date night. Again, that's something I want my dream to become a reality, something different. So there's a lot of people that have children here. But of course, it gets expensive now, hiring a babysitter, going out for an evening. So Wednesday's date night, you make a reservation, you let me know how many kids you have. As long as they're 2 years or older, you bring them here on your date night. And I've hired a licensed child care provider who takes care of the children upstairs. We feed them at no charge to the parents. And this way they're having a really great night. So again, it's like when you're talking about dream, make that plan. It sounds like, get the old pencil and paper out and start jotting down. What do you need? What do you need to overcome? What are the struggles? What do you need to make that dream happen?
Right. I love that your dream is creating an experience for others. Something where, I'm circling back just for a quick second here is, you talked about you joined the chamber for the community. You want to be a member. You said, hi, I'm a new member to your community, and here I come. How important is it for all of us to have some sense of community in order to achieve our dreams?
Well, personally, I think it's very important, I guess, especially given my past career in terms of philanthropy. But
Yes.
now being a business owner and actually also living here in this community, I really want to give back to the community that I serve. I think that's so important to actually maintain your dream and even keep building it, for example. And I love this community, for example, the type of community is, even before I even arrived, just because of social media like Facebook, people were finding out that I was the new owner of Pine Lodge. I was receiving welcoming messages and Facebook friend requests from people living here in Port Sydney. And when I pulled up with the moving truck that day, I'll never forget where I had residents here in Port Sydney that came by to offer to help unpack, as well as bring me homemade butter tarts. And one actually was kind of funny. One actually, Mike and Liz, the Hilltop I refer to them, they actually brought me what's called a money plant. And it was a small little green leaf plant. And let me put it this way, it's now had to be repotted 3 times, and so we actually often talk about it when they come and visit, which is kind of unique. But being a member of the community is so important, and I love supporting the First Discovery Muskoka Explorers. They're like a Boy Scouts, the Muskoka Arts and Festivals, for example. And recently, actually, I'm a firm believer in the Port City Firefighters Association. These are amazing volunteers who I've come to quite well, actually. And I co-chaired in September, earlier this month, their annual golf tournament. And it was so nice to be able to bring it to the next level, working with the co-chair, Ryan. And again, everything like that, it helps to just build that dream. Because trust me, when you have a dream and you have a lot of great successes, but trust me, Lisa, you also, to maintain your dream, you're also faced with a lot of challenges. And trust me, running a lodge, you get a few challenges.
And on that note, on the challenges, we have to go to commercials. But when we come back, we're going to have Jim share with you how can you get through some of these challenges when you have this big dream, even when you have a plan. So come join us again after the commercial break. You can also find out how you can win a week at Pine Lodge Muskoka. We'll be right back.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. OMTimes Magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization. Their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. OMTimes, co-creating a more conscious lifestyle.
We have all read about or heard about becoming more spiritual, about working with our energy, the awakening, the shift, about being our authentic selves, living our purpose, reaching our true potential. The challenge doesn't lie in the knowledge, it lies in the execution. The struggle becomes connecting to that limitless self-healing part that each one of us has and gaining control of who we truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Reverend Aisha Hogan, and you are invited to join me on a master's practice on OMTimes, Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt Pure Love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Oh, thanks for joining us, everyone. We are here talking about dreams, living the dream, planning the dream, believing in the dreams, and then also having some challenges in those dreams. So we are here with Jim Szeman, owner and creator of awesome experiences at the Pine Lodge Muskoka. And Jim, you did such a perfect little thing. We're going to move into challenges, but before we do, and we're going to give those wonderful tips, I just want to share with everybody that Jim has, so here, I want to say that you are the guy that says, welcome to your dream, right? Like you need a big welcoming community thing here, but you would like to help kickstart somebody's dream off by, you've offered an entire free week at the lodge to be there, to maybe plan their dream, live their dream, experience a dream, or relax from a lot of dreams, right? But they can win this entire week with you there. Not with you, but you there.
Yes, absolutely. I invite your listeners to please participate in this. I think it's going to be a great contest. And it's basically come and experience the hidden gem here of Muskoka, Pine Lodge, Muskoka. And what your week will include will be 7 days, 6 nights in the Pine Suite, which is a 500 square foot suite with a fireplace, private balcony, king size bed. And if you go to Google Maps and type in Pine Lodge, Muskoka, you can read the reviews. Those beds are amazing. Comes with a fireplace, living room. And what I'm also going to do is also throw in, which you didn't even know, Lisa, I'm also going to throw in a $150 gift card for Jimmy Z's restaurant as well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Wow. I want to win it. No, I did not know you were going to do that. That is so, it's like, I know that you, so we're going to tell you how you can do that. So I get carried away here. So how you can win this is we want to hear from you, and you have 2 words you can choose from, because Jim and I both love both these words. We couldn't pick, so we're going to let you. If you send in the word believe or dream, that's all you have to do. We want to hear you in Facebook Messenger, Facebook comments on the post that we've advertised here, or you can email either myself, Lisa at lightonliving.com, and we'll give you one other way. Jim, do you want them to email you, or will that will be you've got too many emails? No, let them email me.
We also have Pine Lodge Muskoka Facebook and Instagram. They're more than welcome to post on there as well.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to check all of the social media areas for this. And what we're going to do, you can do this today during the show. You can do it later on when you're thinking about it. And we're going to give you 24 hours from when we put out the replay. So if I get the replay out first thing in the morning, we're going to give you the full 24 hours. And then we're going to have a draw, and we're going to pick, and somebody's going to win that full week. 6 nights, 7 days, and a surprise $150 to have. And the restaurant is right in the lodge. You don't even have to leave the lodge to do this.
And Lisa, I know many of your listeners are all across North America, so I know maybe your listeners want to plan a trip to Canada if they're coming from the States.
Yes.
If you are even that live in Canada, I know you have many listeners from BC all the way to the East Coast as well, that if the person decides to fly in to experience the week at Pine Lodge, we will provide transportation from the airport to the lodge and back to the airport as well.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding. Oh,
Absolutely.
That's really nice. Wow, you're making this incredible. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm going to have to do extra posting about that. Everybody needs, you know why? And the reason I know why you're doing this because you, like I said, the word to me, believe and dreams and magical and all those things, that's you. And you really do support people's dreams, and you know how hard it can be, and we can let things come in. So this is where I want to go with this now. We do face challenges, inner and external. How the heck do we hang on to this dream when challenges come up? What kind of challenges could come up?
Oh, wow. How long's the show? To be honest, there's been many challenges, obviously, when you're buying a building that started in 1927, even though it's gone through renovations, you still, and again, keep in mind the winter, like last winter, we experienced minus 40 degrees. So it's not, sometimes some mornings I would wake up to, for example, a pipe bursting, and having to deal with that. Right down to, for example, staffing, not just in Muskoka, but all across Ontario is another challenge, trying to, to have staffing. And like, for example, I remember a great part-time chef, amazing, once a week. And on a Saturday, had 45 people reserved for dinner. And he called me 11 o'clock Thursday night saying, Jim, I hate to do this to you, but if it's nice out, oh, sorry, if it's raining, I'll be there, but it's nice, so I got to go fishing.
Oh my gosh!
these are all challenges that I wasn't in my plan expecting. That wasn't even, even a thought at the time. And again, a great example, hottest day of the year this past summer, and of course, the air conditioner goes. And then here you've got 10 rooms, 4 suites, and just like if I was coming to a lodge, I'd want air conditioning too. But again, what you have to do is you got to rise above the challenge. I know it's a cliche, but you got to fuel those emotions, but you can't you can't let them run you. Basically, it's like the old scientific method: identify the problem and try to provide solutions. So right away, I went out, I got some portable air conditioners, I borrowed portable air conditioners, and people that were outside enjoying the even that evening, we have a beautiful bonfire. I'm going out there with the core Death by Chocolate ice cream, giving to everybody. You just, there's things that you just have to do it. But again, you can't let those challenges run you, and you got to, and at the same time too, you got to give yourself, when you're dreaming, not everything's going to go perfectly, because this isn't reality, but you got to give yourself permission to fail. And when you persevere and you overcome the challenges, and trust me, there's been a lot of challenges I've had to overcome here, it's worth it, because basically what happens, Lisa, is you're filled with a greater sense of self and purpose, to be honest. And at the same time, when you have these challenges, don't be afraid to ask for help to achieve that dream. Okay? A lot of people would rather end their dream without having to ask for help. You have to ask for help. And that's what honestly helping.
Why are people so afraid of asking for help?
Oh, I don't know, but trust me, you have to do it though, and especially something like this. Not too long ago, for example, I had half the lodge checking out, and half the lodge checking back in for another sold out, and I had a wedding dinner. Okay, a wedding celebration, and my housekeeper unfortunately called in, and one of my housekeepers called in, and it's also one of my servers. And we ended up having, 40 people for lunch and 56 for dinner. Oh, yeah. And my chef, unfortunately, had truck problems and couldn't make it in. So, but again, I'm thinking some people would just close the door and say, okay, I'm going to the lake.
Yeah.
But obviously, instead, I picked up the phone and I reached out and asked for help. And sure enough, next thing you know, everything turned out amazingly. The bride and groom were thrilled with their meal, their reception. No one knew what was happening behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, you've got to ask for help. And a lot of people just don't, for some reason, they refuse to. But you have to, because get the help and support of your family and friends. Achieve your dreams.
I love that. I really appreciate you giving us a sneak peek behind the scenes of a dream, because there's a couple things I want to highlight in there. Those are some heavy duty things that came up, but I love that, what I feel like you would prove to yourself and to others, and I'm going to use one word here, is trust. You actually, by doing that, doing whatever you could, you actually prove that you could trust yourself that your dream was worthy. Your creation was important. Your higher purpose to give this experience to others. So not only did you build up the trust in yourself, like, oh my gosh, I did it. Look at that. I can do it again. But you also had all those other people trust in you. And when we see leaders in trust, leaders in dreams, that helps us inside. Because when I see how you do it, I'll tell you, you've inspired me, Jim, sometimes when I've hit the wall on something and something's gone wrong and I want to go, I'm going to the lake, right? I go, you know what? Oh, wow. You know what? I would be embarrassed if Jim saw that I was going to give up on this, because he'd be like, are you kidding me? That's like a small thing. Come on, let's pull it together. What do you need? Identify that problem. Let's go. So where does your cheerleading, like you were a cheerleader too, weren't you?
Well, I think it actually goes back to that word believe. It's a very strong, powerful word. And believe was my word. To be honest, if people came through my house, you ask my children, they're now 24 and 21, but even when they were younger, they saw the word believe, I would say, that's my dad. That's my dad. Mm-hmm. Like I used that word believe before the Olympics had it as their theme, before Justin Bieber had it for his album back many, many years ago. But the fact is that, to me, like my mom always, instilled that in me. Always believe in yourself and dream big. That was something she always said. Always believe in yourself. Yep. And dream big. And that's something I've always kept. And I'll be honest with you, when you said reaching out for help, these people, they dropped everything to help me, because they they know how much I believe in the Lodge, how much I believe in the community, and they believed in me because they see the passion, So again, it gets back to helping and asking for help. That's what it's all about, and I can't even put enough words on that, to be honest. It's just, and again, like I said before, don't compare yourself to others, become, like I said, become the hero of your own story and ask for help, create that plan, and again, I'll tell you right now, there will be challenges. Like there's so many challenges, Lisa, like part of me almost regrets I didn't negotiate a contract with a TV network and have my own reality show here because
yes,
people would be tuning in every week from the good things to the challenges. You don't need to have Bachelor in Paradise or Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You could tune in next week as Pine Needles Fall, for example, and it would be a great show. But at the end of the day, please keep in mind, dream big. That's what it's all about.
I am so glad you said dream big. I forgot about that. I have to say a side note, so funny. So where I live, I actually have pine trees. And for the first time, because it's fall, I was walking my kitties, as I do. Lucy and I were under the tree. And I was like, is it raining? And I thought, it's not raining. What is that sound? And for the first time ever in my life, I heard pine needles falling. And I think it's because you had said that the other day. And I just have to highlight that when I'm saying this for a reason, when we talk out loud, when we say something, we hear it. When we see the word like believe all over the place, put these things around you because those things will start showing up in your world that have always been there, but you've never paid attention to them. So I think this is one reason why I love that you often talk about, like I remember when you were purchasing the Lodge, you hadn't yet purchased or you just purchased it. And if we were somewhere, you'd be like, oh, I want to have this, like this thing here, like this firewall or this thing or this dish at the restaurant. And you started talking out loud as if that is happening in my dream. And you knew that I supported that because I believe in it. I'm not a dream squisher, and I want to talk about dream squishers in a minute here. But the more we talk about things out loud, do you believe that brings it, attracts it into our existence?
Oh, absolutely. And you just mentioned something where you said the word small things, in terms of you talk about the pine needles for the first time you're listening to them. And that's, so many people ask me because I've become close to a lot of friends here in the community, and honestly, it's my neighbors that have helped me through these challenges, But you came back to one thing I've realized that helps me when I'm actually having a bit of a challenging day, so to speak, dealing with certain obstacles that are thrown my way when you're in this type of business is, it gets back to two simple words: enjoy life. You got to enjoy the small things in life. So when you just mentioned the word small, that's what just got me in this memory was enjoy the small things in life, because the small stuff matters when dealing with big challenges. So for example, when this happens, just last week, I went to the lake to watch the sunset. Only was gone for 10 minutes, but that is amazing. That 10 minutes of me enjoying life brought me back and gave me the fuel and energy to overcome that challenge. And it could be seeing a sunset, it could be going for a walk. Another thing, for example, is I'll go through a box of pictures of my children as they were growing up, memories. And that's something important, that when you are experiencing challenges trying to achieve your dreams, step back for a moment, breathe, but enjoy life. Enjoy something small in life. It could be a memory, it could be going for a walk, a hike, like you said, listening to Pine Needles Fall, listening to water trickling down a creek. But whatever it makes, gives you that passion, please do it.
I love that. Actually, and, I love that you said that you remember the things that make you feel good. And I have to highlight this. The tagline for the show is giving you reasons to feel better. And that says you want to look, whatever time you're in the middle of your dream and you're like, oh, there's a challenge coming up, you just got to feel a little better. And the one thing that can really, hold us down. We give a lot of power to others. And I just really briefly, because we still have 4 minutes before the commercial, but I call them dream squishers. But you have an analogy, and it's about, who's on your bus. And I just would love for you, if we recognize a dream squisher on our bus, talk about the bus for a second and how do we get them off of it?
No problem. Well, it's something I really do believe in what I call the bus exercise. And basically, I recommend that to people that are, if they have their own business or even in their own personal life, if they have some challenges, is basically get the old-fashioned Laurentian pencil crayons out and a big piece of 11 by 17 paper, and you ask yourself these questions. But when you're asking yourself the questions, instead of writing the actual typical answers down by sentence, you actually illustrate it and think of your life as the bus. So you'd be saying, okay, so you're drawing a bus, and these questions would be, for example, what's the size of your bus? who's on the bus, who's driving the bus, who's telling the bus driver where to go, who's on the bus, who needs to get off the bus. What's the fuel right now on the bus? Is it a 3/4 tank of fuel? Is it half a tank, a quarter tank? Or are you running on empty, for example? And which direction is the bus going to? But it's amazing what you can actually analyze after you finish this bus exercise. It's amazing. I've done it for companies. I've done it for not-for-profits. And like I said, I've even done it for myself personally, as well as with this business. And what you can learn from that, because unfortunately there are people that are on your bus that it's hard to, because there's, it could be a long connection, but at the same time, they need to get off your bus because they're not being the positive, supportive energy that you really need to have to keep that bus going in the right direction.
I love positive, supportive energy to keep the bus in the right direction. I had to highlight that. I love that so much. With the, if somebody is on the bus, and just a quick little tip, I love that you said, sometimes it's a long, maybe you've been friends, best friends forever. Maybe it's a marriage. Maybe it's your working career, and you'd always operate from love to ask them to get off, right? You don't say, you're screwing up my life. You're always, blah, 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 not full of blame, but you do it lovingly.
Oh, yes. I'm not saying open up the sky roof and press the eject button.
You might want to, but.
Yes, but there's ways of letting go of those people. Like, even for myself personally, I used to have, what's called an inner circle, and it was very large. And through the years, I've reduced that large inner circle to a very small inner circle. And I wish back many years ago I would have thought of that sooner. But again, and like anything in life, you don't know things until you go through it and experience certain things. But and there's ways that you can still, you're not saying be friends, but they don't need to be in your inner circle. And I think there's a lot of people that have individuals that are very, and like social media is a great way to see it. Like, certain comments I see from people that are commenting in a negative way. And I'm thinking, first of all, it's not the medium to do it in, but meanwhile, you're looking at these people as your closest friends, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I think, just.
So just, as we're going to go to commercial break in about 30 seconds, but I want to remind people that this is a really awesome show to listen to rescue your dream, to build your dream, to save your dream, because you can win a full week at Pine Lodge Muskoka by listening in and texting, messaging, somehow getting us the word believe or dream. Now when we come back, we'll tell you the details all over again, so and how to do that, where to do that. So stick with us, because we know you have a dream and we are here to help you with it.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Mind connected to the heart, connected to the love, connected to the soul. I'm connected to you, connected to me, connected to us.
The Connection app, the perfect way to get to know your partner, yourself, and love more deeply. Download and join today.
Mind connected to the heart, connected to the love, connected to the soul. I'm connected to you, connected to me.
For those times when you're looking for insight and additional tools to living your most elevated life, there's no better place to turn than Intuitive Alchemy Radio. Join me, Laura Brown, each Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern for inspiring conversations, live on-the-air readings, and tools to help you build your most aligned, most abundant, and most delicious life.
Mother, Mother Ocean.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Buffett. West Indian manatees are one of the most unique animals on Earth, and we're still finding out so many new things about them. But manatees are endangered, and many of them are killed or injured each year because of watercraft collisions or other human activities. You can help save these gentle marine mammals. For free tips on what you can do, call Save the Manatee Club at 1-800-432-JOIN. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Jim Zeman, and we are talking about dreams. And we're talking to Jim about dreams because he is definitely living one, and he's had many, and he's going to have many more. Jim, I want to start off this last segment off with asking you about expectations of timelines for dreams. What do we do if we've two things? Been dreaming a dream for so long that we just can't even, like, it's just been so long we don't think it's going to ever happen. Or we are so frustrated, like, why hasn't my dream happened yet? Like, what is going on? Can we talk to those 2 points?
Well, I could just kind of talk from where myself is coming from. So personally, when I was looking at the dream of buying a lodge, again, it gets back to, I guess, my old CEO ways of, like, I went back to, starting your dream with a plan. And literally, like, to have a plan, you have to have goals, purposes as well, but also what I call, the old-fashioned critical path. I think you need to set dates because a lot of people, including myself, if you have certain dates to set and achieve those goals by, that will help you achieve your dream. And I think that's important. You need to have that critical path to be the catalyst to make sure you are on the right path and you're achieving the dates that need to be fulfilled for your dream. And that could be the good old-fashioned calendar dates, and it could be something that a date that you have in mind. Like you were with me on that journey, and this lodge started. Well, basically, I think the idea started, I believe, in August of 2016, and I had the keys turning the door open on March the 3rd, 2017. So that's a lot very quick than most dreams, to be honest. But that's something that I wanted to act and move fast on, and I had to make it happen.
Yes, and that was actually just one of the steps in the dreams, because now you've got. So imagine somebody's doing that. They have a dream, and they think that they've got it. Like, okay, I wanted a lodge, and now I have it. Okay, there is so much more still now. So now, is this where the hard work starts? Not hard work, but the fun actual work, because now you get to have each piece that you put in your plan of your dream. Now it has to come to life, kind of.
Oh, it does. And again, like, even owning a lodge, like, the dream just doesn't start. The dream doesn't end when the doors open and even, we receive a couple of words. It's constantly evolving, the dream. And then where's it next? Do you build a 2-tiered outdoor 12-month patio, for example, so your guests as well as snowmobilers can enjoy it? Do you go and you build on to the lakeside loft suite patio, put an outdoor hot tub there, for example? Like, it's so exciting when you're dreaming, because basically it's a clean slate. You're creating the dream, and you have to now, again, what do you want to do next with this? What do I want to do next with the lodge? It's Pine Lodge Muskoka. Should there be Pine Lodge, Pine Lodge North Bay, Pine Lodge, Prince Edward County? Like, there's so many things that can be done when you're dreaming. Because like I said, always believe in yourself and dream big. A lot of people are scared to dream big. Well, to me, that's the way to do it. Dream big. And life will tell you, realistically, finances, staffing will be able to echo and tell you exactly how big you can dream. Does that make sense?
Yes, I love it, because I love that you said it's safe to dream. I want everybody to hear that right now. It is safe to dream, no matter what situation you're in. Because you at the beginning said we usually dream because we want to change. So wherever you are, whatever circumstances you're in, financial, relationship, location, you are at least safe to dream. You get to own that. I really want people to feel that, Jim, because so many people think, well, I can't dream anymore. But you know what? I like to share something. I love traveling. I would love to travel anything, but my dream was to be the best kitty mama in the whole planet. I love that everybody else can be too. But my dream right now is to be home with my kids. I love them. I love spending time with them, and I love doing that. And so I don't leave them. And I love traveling, and I would like travel. But I also, in my dream, I still dream that when their time is coming, they cross that rainbow bridge, that I'm going to go travel. So it might be 10 years from now, but I'm still dreaming about it because I know it's safe to dream in my mind, and it's fun, and it keeps me going. And I tell the cats my dreams about it all the time. Crazy cat lady talking to her cats. but it is safe to dream, right? We are safe to dream.
Yep. But what's really interesting when you talk about the word dream, just listening to what you just mentioned, Lisa, the last minute or so, is I look at dreams as two different type of dreams.
Oh.
Okay. I look at one dream is while I'm awake, like the Lodge was while I'm awake here, and I think, what am I going to do next in today's in my life? And I dreamed about becoming a Lodge owner. But there's also the other type of dreaming that we don't really have control of, and that's when we're sleeping.
Mm.
And look at people have dreams, and there's always that question: what does dreams mean? Why am I dreaming this? It's like your subconscious is involved. And then I'm sure like all your listeners, everyone's experienced dreams, and you wake up in the morning and you remember, you go, why did I dream about that? That's really bizarre. Or is that my subconscious telling me I should be going more towards that? I just find when you're mentioning the word dreams, there's really two different levels of dreams: dreaming while you're awake, and then the dreams that you have while you're sleeping. So I just had to kind of throw that in there.
Yes, you're right. Well, one is more like imagination. Playing in that desire of, I really want this. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Who would be included? Where is it? I love that you said that, because you're right. You're doing your sleeping dreams. That's you trying to process everything and put it into a place it needs to go. Like, make sense of it. which
but sometimes I think the dreams that you're sleeping with, I just think sometimes those dreams are manifestation of your own vibrational point of attraction, so to speak. You can actually value your dreams to determine what you're really doing. Sometimes I look at the dreams are almost like a sort of a sneak preview of the essence of that which is yet to come.
Right. Now, if they're nightmares, I mean, that's just, it's helpful. That's your guidance. I always look at, we'll call them bad dreams. Like you wake up and you go, whoa, I'm glad that's not for real. But that's actually usually just a little bit of a warning sign. Like, oh, I've got a little stress around this. I've got a little uneasiness, or maybe I need to look in another area and not here. So I kind of like bad dreams. I always not welcome them, but I'm grateful for them to kind of guide you along.
I think it's important too when you're talking about dreams too, that you start living a dream, acting on the dream that you've had, but at the same time you have to realize that if you don't want to wish to live out that dream, that's okay. The dream that you've been dreaming, because you can do something about changing it, putting it on a different path, or it can be a completely different dream. So I think it's important that your listeners realize that too, because even though, you've been living out a dream that you thought was your dream, you may come to a realization that, that's not necessarily the dream that you want to continue.
Yes.
And then you can do something about changing it or ending it, like we had talked about earlier, that, that you may think it's your final step of your dream, when in fact, your dream could actually be the first step towards another dream.
Yes, I love that. I have a funny story. All my life I wanted to go to Paris, and I kept saying to my mom back in the day, I said, oh, I just want to go to Paris. I said, I just need one day. I just need to go. In fact, the afternoon's just good for me, right? And she goes, no, you want to go for some time. So I finally got that time to do it. I booked it. I booked, I think it was 10 or 14 days. It was 10 days. And it's exactly as I thought. I got there, and after 2.5 days, I went, I'm done. And so you know what? I didn't force myself and stay there. That was the dream. I hopped on a train and I went south to Nice, which was lovely. But the neat thing about it is I love that you say that, because a lot of times we think, I want this dream job. I want this dream relationship. We finally get it. And guess what? It's either that was enough and it's not the dream. We can't control all those other things around it. Or maybe, that was it. We just wanted to achieve it. And it's time to move on. I love that. And yeah, it's not, sometimes the dream is not, what is it? What did we say? I love that quote. When we thought it was the final step, but yet it was truly the first step.
Yeah, I just think it's important that that you say to yourself, what is it I do want, and at the same time, this is what is I do want. I think it's important to ask yourself the next question: and why do I want it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I think then you'll start flowing your energy and productivity towards what you do want, and that can help change your future experience. So it's not just what do I want, but why do I want it? Do I have the passion? Do I have the passion to make that happen?
I love that you use the word productivity, because it's true. You need to be productive to manifest that dream, to have it come into reality and existence. And let's just remind everybody right now. I want to take the moment, speaking about being productive and taking those proactive steps in your dream. Everybody, I cannot imagine a better place, a more supportive environment to help you plan, create, start, anything to do with your dream, rescue your dream, than the Pine Lodge Muskoka. Jim Zeman is on the line with us here right now. He is beyond graciously and generously offered as a free thing, because you're going to be doing your dream here, a full week. That's 6 nights, 7 days at Pine Lodge Muskoka in, you're going to have to fill in my details on the beautiful suite that they get and all that goodies.
Absolutely. Well, since it's Pine Lodge Muskoka, we're going to put you in one of our best suites called the Pine Suite, and it's 500 square feet with living room, with a beautiful, amazing king-size bed, a separate balcony overlooking the hilltop, a fireplace. It comes with your fridge, but also we're putting in a $150 gift certificate for Jimmy Z's restaurant. It's a 3-minute walk to Mary Lake, and trust me, I'll have quite a bit of surprises, as well. And we're also going to offer pick up from the Toronto airport to Muskoka, and at the end of your week experience, we will then bring you back to the airport, just in case your listeners that do win are not close, not in driving distance.
That is amazing, and it's a lovely drive. From the airport, it's about an hour and a half, I think. No, or
yes, actually closer to 2 hours, I would say. Closer to 2 hours,
okay.
to 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But again, keep in mind too, a lot of people think Muskoka is just a summer destination. It's not. I was actually surprised myself. It's an amazing 4-season destination. In the fall, the changing of the leaves is amazing, beautiful. The summer, of course, it's amazing. You can do the Lady Muskoka. There's so much boating, hiking, walks. Winter, you've got everything we have amazing snowmobile trails. We have ice fishing. We have sleigh rides. There's dog sledding. There's so many activities. Again, keep in mind to your listeners that if you do win this trip, based on your holiday schedule, literally, and the lodge is open every day of the year except for Christmas time.
It's lovely there at Christmas. I also want to make a special invitation, because normally I do interview authors, but I have a lot of authors, a lot of readers listening in, and I couldn't. If you're even thinking of writing a book, and I'm going to include you in this, Jim. If you're thinking like I need to get my book out, and I haven't had the time, I haven't had the space, the location, I need to be inspired, I just need to this. Oh my gosh, this would be the package of a lifetime for you. This is a dream package for authors that are writing and need some space. This is actually an awesome for people who a lot of us will go away on yoga retreats or spiritual retreats or just nurturing retreats. And this is what so support. Have you had retreats? I think you have had people come.
We've actually had quite a few retreats. Actually, we've had corporate retreats, board of directors retreats, health and wellness retreats. And in fact, when you mentioned about someone writing, we had a wonderful woman. Her two girls came here for her first experience, Pine Lodge, fell in love with it, and actually they were in the Pine Suite actually, and then they came back another time, and their dad was with them as well, which was great. So their whole family was there. Aww. And then she just was here a month ago by herself for 2 days, 3 days and 2 nights, and all she did was write poetry. Because she loves to write. She's working on a book of poetry. So I just wanted to share that. So it's a great place to come with family, with friends, or even by yourself to do that inner reflection. And if it's writing, or like you said, do your bus exercise.
Yes. Well, I would actually like to say something then right now. If you would like to extend, I would love to feature one of those poems from that lovely young lady on my site and on the station here. So I would love to, if that's one of her dreams to be, if she would like it to go public, I would be honored to share one of her choice poems with all the listeners.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure she would love it. I will be in touch. That's wonderful. And again, tell your listeners how they can win this Escape to Muskoka, the hidden gem here.
Oh, I love the word escape too. Escape to your dream. Okay. So everybody, what you need to do, you need to go onto one of our social media. So Pine Lodge Muskoka, best one, easiest one, right? Go there on Facebook or Instagram, as you say, and or Jim Zeman. Now, Jim Zeman is spelled with it's an S-Z-E-M-A-N. Okay, so you want to put that S in front of there. Jim Zeman, or mine, Lisa Berry, like a strawberry, B-E-R-R-Y. And we would love to see which word you're going to choose between believe, or dream. So you just send that word in the comments. You can always email me as well, lisa@lightonliving.com. But we're going to give it all the way from obviously all day today, and then we're going to put out the replay tomorrow morning, and then we'll have till the next morning. So we will announce. How about we do this, Jim? We will announce the winner. We'll put this into a draw on Wednesday morning.
Sounds wonderful. Great.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's perfect. Actually, I love that. Wednesday morning. So you guys have quite a bit of time. And we also, if you want to, I welcome you to share with us what value you got from listening today about your dream. Are you going to take action on your dream? Have you rescued your dream? Are you following your dream? Share that with us. We would have loved, Jim loves hearing these stories, right, Jim?
Oh, I do, absolutely. Like, I love not just talking about my dreams. I love seeing other family and friends experience their dreams and actually do it. Like, I can't even tell you how that makes me feel as well. Like my daughter, for example, like, she had the courage and she wanted to experience a dream, and she literally moved to Australia for 1 year completely by herself. And to see her live that part of a dream that she's always wanted to do the past few years was amazing. So again, it's exciting and it's inspirational to also catch on to other people in your life and their dreams too.
Yes. And this is where support comes from. As we get to witness other people's dreams and they witness ours, you really feel supported. And that's just a wonderful feeling. So I want to thank you so much, Jim, for being this really unique and special guest on Light on Living.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Jim Zeman, Pine Lodge, Muskoka. Go check it out. I want to see so many entries. I want this to be the draw that you're like, oh my gosh, this is it. So we'll be posting about it. And thank you for listening. And we hope we gave you reasons to feel better. Thank you so much, Jim.
And always believe in yourself and dream big.
Yes. Believe, dream. Yes. Go. Okay, everyone. We will be here next week sharing more reasons to feel better. Bye, everyone.